All right, so for social studies today, we are going to be talking about responsibility of citizens. Hopefully you already joined Mr. Rusty for reading and math this morning. You finished up all your other assignments, so this will be your last video and Schoology assignment for today. So let me share here. Responsibility of citizens. We're going to explain that being an informed voter and participating in elections is an important individual duty. So we're going to talk about why it's important, what it means that you have this right to vote, and how you would feel if you did not have it. All right. So a citizen is a person who has all the rights and responsibilities of belonging to a nation. So you're a United States citizen, so you get some of the rights that people get that live in the United States. You have responsibilities to your state and your country, and then you have rights, things that you're just born with. Everybody gets these things. They're a right that you're born with. Okay, so some duties and responsibilities. Citizens are protected by the laws of the country. However, it is also their duty to obey the laws. So there are laws that protect you, like keep people from hurting you, traffic laws that keep us safe, laws that you have to go to school, things like that are to protect you, right? They keep you safe, they help you get an education. Those are laws that have to protect you. But then there's also laws that you have to follow, right? Like you have to go to school. You can't speed. You can't hurt people or break the law or things like that. So those are laws that are also protecting other people, but you have to obey them. Duties and responsibilities are things that citizens are expected to do. So going to school is a duty for you as a student. Okay, you have to go. It's a duty that you have to do. But studying is your responsibility. No one can make you study. Yes, people can make you go to school. If you don't go to school, you get in trouble. Your parents get in trouble. It's a big deal. But no one's going to make you study. Your teacher will tell you to study. Your mom and dad or grandma might tell you to study. But no one can make you. So there's kind of a difference. You have to know the difference of what you have to do because it's the law, and then what you should do just because it's the right thing to do. So there's two different types of things. Good citizens often volunteer or give their time to help wherever they are needed. For example, people often volunteer to help them at senior centers of schools. They might also volunteer for cleanup projects. Helping in the community is an example of a citizen's duty and responsibility. So you don't really have to do it. It's not the law. You're not going to go to jail. CJ, stop. Turn around. You're not going to go to jail because you didn't do volunteering, but it is a good thing to do as a citizen. Good thing to have that responsibility and to help out your community. Okay, so can you think of more examples of citizen duties and responsibilities? Some more things you have to do as a citizen of the United States. Okay, cleaning up after yourself, right? Don't throw trash on the ground. Don't litter. That is against the law, so you can get a ticket for littering, but it's also just a nice thing to do. A good, responsible citizen to keep the earth clean, keep your neighborhood, your communities, your schools, all of those things. So a citizen's rights. Rights are a little bit different than your duties and responsibilities. In the United States and Texas, citizens have certain freedoms and rights. Rights are the things you are entitled to as a United States citizen. Some rights that we have include the freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and the right to vote for leaders to represent us. Those are things you are born with. When you're born, you have the freedom of speech. You can say things. That one kind of goes a little different. Like you can't say things that aren't true, right? Like if you're like a writer for a newspaper or something, you can't just say whatever you want, but you can say things if you want your voice to be heard. Freedom of religion. Everybody gets to choose what religion. No one should tell you what religion that you have to be. Everybody has that freedom. And then the right to vote. Everybody can vote. Now, obviously not kids. When you're 5 years old, you can't vote. But when you are become an adult in the United States, you have the right to vote. And then citizens have the right to participate in the election process by voting. So that's your way of getting your voice heard. Some rights are limited. For example, you must be 18 to vote. Some you don't get right away. Another right is to have a fair trial. Citizens are sometimes asked to serve on a jury. Jury is a group of people who listen to evidence and decide the outcome of a trial. Juries make sure laws are carried out fairly. So if you get arrested for something and maybe you did it or you didn't do it, but you have the right to a trial where people will listen to what happened, and you have the lawyers and everything, and then they'll decide what the law should be, like who followed the law or who didn't follow the law. Serving on a jury is considered a citizen's duty and responsibility. So it's something you do when you get older. Your parents might get invited to jury duty, and that's what that means. Okay, can you think of more examples of citizens' right? Things that you're born with, things you just automatically get to do. All right, let's watch this quick video, and then I'll show you your Schoology assignment.
As citizens of the United States, we all have rights and responsibilities. The U.S. Constitution lists basic laws and ideas our country follows. The Bill of Rights is the part of the Constitution that says all Americans have the right to free speech, own property, choose a religion, and go to school, among others. Along with these rights come certain responsibilities. A responsibility is something that it's your duty to do. This means that although you have the right to free speech, you also have the responsibility to be honest and try not to hurt others by what you say. In every community, citizens must take their responsibilities seriously. It's our responsibility to obey the law. When you go to a public park, you have the right to play on the playground, eat at the picnic tables, and enjoy the natural beauty of the park. You have the responsibility to keep your pet on a leash and put your litter in the trash can. Citizens have the right to help decide how things will be done in their community. They also have the responsibility to vote in elections. Voting lets people help choose who will run the local, state, and national governments. Another responsibility that citizens have is serving on a jury. A jury is a group of people, usually 12 men and women, who listen to all the evidence during a trial. The jury then decides whether the person accused of the crime is guilty or not guilty. That is called a verdict. Above all, we shouldn't abuse these rights and responsibilities. Our nation was founded by people that believed we could govern ourselves and make wise choices without a king or dictator telling us what to do. We should all work to set a good example for those around us.
Okay, so that was a quick video about rights, responsibilities for you as a citizen. You're an American citizen, you live here, you were born here, maybe born somewhere else, but moved here, so you're a citizen here now, and it's your duty to do some of these things, to follow the laws and obey rules and responsibilities. All right, so for Schoology today, last Schoology of the day, and then I will be back tomorrow. You're going to go to week of May 10th, Monday, and you have a quick discussion. So there's 3 questions. You have to answer all 3 questions with complete sentences. Why do you think it's important for your voice to be heard? You'll answer that one. How would you feel if you weren't allowed to vote? So let's say you're an adult here in the United States and you don't get to vote. They only let certain people vote and you don't get to. How would that make you feel? And then number 3, how would you feel if you didn't have the same citizen rights as everyone else? So maybe some people got to do something and you didn't. Some duties or things you're born with, like choosing your religion, other people got to choose and you don't. How would you feel if you were left out of that? So you'll answer these 3 questions with complete sentences, and then you're all done for today, and I will be back tomorrow.